This is about to be the longest video I have ever posted. I've been making content for 6 years, and I just realized I've never done a long form video. I don't even know if I know how to do a long form video. I'm about to take you through my makeup routine from start to finish with no cuts. I cannot cut anything from this video. There are no edits, no filters, and I am so nervous. If you stay through the whole video, thank you so much. Now, I always start my makeup routine with a lip mask. And I've already done my eyebrows. My eyebrow routine takes like 20 minutes. I'm not going to waste my time, waste your time with 20 minutes of footage doing my eyebrows. But this is how they usually look, and they came out pretty damn good today, so I'm happy. Now, I love skin prep. I think skin prep is the foundation to good makeup. Starting on clean, dry skin. Now, my skin is glowy because I have a fire-ass skincare routine. But yes, my skin is clean and dry. There's nothing on it yet. I'm going to start with Drench It. This is a priming milk. I'm just going to put a little in my hands, and I'm going to press this right onto my skin. And I called it Drench It because I really do like to essentially drench my face in this. You know, get my face literally damp. I've decided to make cuts in the video because it turns out I'm really bad at this. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I need time to think. I'm now going in with Chill It. This is a water gel moisturizer, really nice for the hot summer days. This is just going to melt right into your skin. If you are someone with acne-prone, breakout skin, or oily skin, you would absolutely love this product. I really like to apply an eye serum. This is my Snatch It PDRN serum. You want to know why people make cuts to long form videos? Because as I'm trying to film this, we have a lawnmower, we have a leaf blower, we have police sirens. It's like, I understand now because I am struggling to make this video, okay? I have snatched my under eye. Now, for the skin, it's summer, it's hot. I really like the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint. I'm going to use shade Light Cool, and I like to do a little bit warmer than I actually am, just because it's the summer, and you'll see how it comes together in the end. It might look a little crazy at first. I'm going to take my sponge. You also may hear my dog in the background, special guest appearance. And because I have prepped my skin, this is just going to melt right in. And I do get a lot of questions, why do you put it on your lips? I do that because I like a fully canvassed face, meaning I want my face to be very one-tonal and all the same color. So I go right over my lips. I will spend a solid 5 minutes blending this, and like I said, there is zero filter on my face. Just with the skin prep and how well I take care of my skin, this is what my skin actually looks like, ho. So leave me alone. You guys know I've really struggled with acne, but the actual texture of my skin has always been very smooth. I credit my parents for that. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this CoverGirl liquid bronzer. Just going to do 3 dots on the cheeks. I really like this product in the summer. A few dots on the forehead. It's a dupe of the Makeup by Mario liquid bronzer. A little bit on the nose. And I do the jaw with my brush. I'm using this as, like I said, liquid bronzer, not contour. So I'm just placing this kind of all over the cheek area. Look at the instant warmth and glow that gave my cheek. And then I will go in with another product to add even more warmth. And this is just melting into my skin. Minimal effort. Minimal effort. I like low effort products. And this is one of them. As we know, I like a lot of bronzer, so I'm going to go in with another bronzing product. Now, I can't say what it is, but it's pretty iconic. And I'm just going to use this in certain areas to do something I personally call bronzing. So it's basically using bronzer to sculpt versus like a cool tone color. I'm using a more warm tone color. But I just love that additional warmth that gives me, and I place this a little higher on the cheek. It is my personal preference that I like a lot of blush, okay? And then I'm just gonna, I love the Dior ones because they require such minimal blending. They are so dewy and radiant on the skin. They work really well with my skin prep. How pretty. And I literally take this right up to my under eye, and I will show you why right now. So I'm going to take my concealer. I like the Charlotte Tilbury Full Coverage Concealer, and I'm using quite a light shade because I like a really bright under eye. I'm going to lift a little bit. This is my placement. This is what I like to do every day. And then you can definitely let this sit for like 30 seconds if you want, and it'll make it even more full coverage. But I'm going to use this, diffuse it on my face. Notice how I focus it here, but then I take the remaining and I kind of blur it with the bronzer and the blush. I really want to focus this right where I placed it. So trying not to move it too much. I use it to kind of contour my nose a little. And then take it out to lift. Once I'm done applying the concealer, I'll just go back in with that blush. Look at the way it's so cohesive and stunning. This is definitely my favorite pat of the routine. I take a loose powder. This is Givenchy. I'm going to coat my sponge in this. And it, to me, is just so satisfying when you set an under eye. This is going to melt right in with the powder. So I'm not going to look powdery per se. I'm going to go ahead and bake a little. Always set the smile lines. Set the forehead. Once I have set my entire face with powder, now it's time to go in with the additional powders. So, powder bronzer. Get that on a brush. This is Polite Society Club Tropicana. And I personally press bronzer into the skin. I don't swipe. I don't want to disrupt anything underneath. I want to use this to set what I've laid down already. So I'm just literally pressing it. And I like a lot of bronzer. You do as you want. I'm going to do as I want. Press it on the sides of the nose. Right where I put that cream bronzer. And then I really like to snatch my already insane jawline with bronzer and take it down the neck. Now I'm going to take YSL blush. I love these. This is shade 54. I don't know how you would describe this color, but it is absolutely stunning. 2 taps. I don't want a crazy amount of blush. I don't want the blush to own my face. Sometimes I do, but not today. Just gorgeous. I like these because sometimes I find powder blush to be patchy and just not blend easily. These are so blurring and they just melt right into the skin. This may sound crazy, but I'm gonna add more powder. So I'm gonna take a powder puff and this MAC foundation powder. This is one of my favorite steps in my routine. I load up that powder puff and then I'm gonna use this to brighten my under eye even more. I like an absurdly bright under eye, like unrealistically bright, okay? Everyone has their preferences. This is mine. I like it to look just almost white. This is no joke, probably my favorite step in my makeup routine, which is the ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter. I have been wearing this for like a decade because I just love what it does to the skin. It is so pretty. I put it on the high points of my cheeks. I also like to put it on the brow bone, and then I'll just take my finger and blend out the edge. I feel like we're at a good place to do my lip combo. I'm going to take a powder puff. I'm going to powder my lips. You want to make sure they're completely dry, okay? And I keep the foundation on them on purpose because I like this to be the base. So again, this is POV, Toasted Sugar. Very pretty nude. How stunning is that? And then today I'm going to go in with Amp It in shade Cannoli. Right in the center. Yeah. That's my kind of lip. That is my kind of lip right there. Gorgeous nude. And that is my base routine. It is glowy, it is glam. I like to finish off with some sort of hydrating mist. Just a little bit of that to melt in all of that powder. And then I'll actually take my powder puff and press in the spray right into my skin. No filter. This is what my base looks like. It is stunning. Now I'm gonna show you how I do my eyes because it is pretty specific, but this is the signature Mikayla eye. I always start by curling my lashes just because they are pretty flat. Just a little bit of curl, doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then I tightline. I always tightline. I'm gonna need a mirror for this because this is where you poke your eye out, take your liner, go right in to the skin underneath your lashes. And I love to do this as that first step when I start my eyes. See the difference? It's subtle, but it's important. It does matter in the long term. If you're scared to do this or you don't know how to do it, just look the opposite direction. See how the pencil's over here, but my eyes look in the opposite way? And same thing when I switch sides. Just your eyes should be in the opposite direction of where the pencil is. Now I'm going to take my eyeliner. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeliner. It is the only eyeliner I trust, bitch. Okay, I've been using it for years. And I'm going to do a very thin line on my lid just for the lash to have something to sit on. It's especially good to do this if you're not good at applying lashes. Apply a little mascara. At this point, my nose begins to drip. Very annoying. Please don't make this a meme. It looks like I have a literal pig filter on my face. That's crazy. A few additional things I do for the Mikayla signature eye is I take a little bit of my bronzer, the same one I put all over my face, and I just dust this essentially all over the eye area. And then I've never tried these, but they're the LA Girl eyeshadow sticks. Ooh, wow. That is giving absolutely nothing. Trash. This is the glue I use. You can tell by the fact that it's absolutely disgusting. It is the best glue out there. I'm going to put glue on the entire band. I like to do a generous amount, and I will let this dry for 2 minutes. I find that a lot of people do not let the glue dry long enough, and that's why they can't figure out how to put lashes on. It needs to be almost clear and very tacky. Okay, once the glue is tacky, I literally just take the lash and put it on. I'm very good at putting on lashes because I do it every fucking day of my life. Stunning. Then I do bottom mascara, L'Oreal Telescopic. You've witnessed it here first. The first ever long form Mikayla Nogueira makeup tutorial. I hope you learned something from this. If you didn't, well, fuck me. And I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again because it was really fucking hard. It took me 3 hours to film this, and it's probably like a half-hour video. I love you to death. And, wow, this took the life out of me. And I will see you in the next one, but probably not. If this video gets 1 million views, I'll do it again. If it doesn't, I'm never doing this again. Makeup is eating, bitch.